Top 6 male manipulations. How a man manipulates a woman. In this video, we will talk about the manipulations that a man resorts to in order to subordinate, break, and gain power over a woman. There are actually many types of manipulations, but if you identify the manipulator and the manipulation directed at you in time, you will be able to preserve yourself and your self-esteem. Then you can consider whether you want such a relationship with a manipulator or if you deserve something better. So, the first manipulation is the emotional roller coaster. Your relationship started off wonderfully with flowers, courtship, and compliments. He meets her after work, invites her to a cafe, looks at her with loving eyes, and at some point he disappears. He is completely absent. You call to ask what happened to him, and he responds in a cold, detached voice that he is busy and doesn't call back for a while. During this time, you are left guessing and wondering what is going on. But after a couple of days or a week, he reappears, saying that he had a crisis at work and faced difficulties. Everything is again like in a movie, like in a novel. Everything is perfect, everything is fine. And then he disappears again, citing some reasons. But by now, you are, let's say, hooked by the manipulator. You start to think about what you did wrong, why he disappears, and why he is becoming distant. And now you are already waiting for him to appear. You are with this man in all your thoughts and feelings. Well, basically, what he aimed for was complete control over the woman. And now she has surrendered herself and he can do whatever he wants with her. And sometimes this game happens unconsciously. A man may not realize that he is playing such, let's say, a frightening game with a woman. At first he feels a closeness, meaning he has feelings and he is just as happy as the woman, but then he becomes scared. He feels danger, the danger that everything could fall apart, the danger, for example, that he needs to take on some responsibility. He starts to feel anxious, then there may be a distancing, meaning he disappears, and later he has a need for closeness again. This can happen unconsciously due to some of his traumas, possibly from childhood or life experiences. This cycle may not end. Moving on, the second male manipulation is gaslighting. And this is in fact a very frightening manipulation. When a woman, for example, enters into a relationship with a man who uses such manipulation, begins to doubt her own sanity. Not only does a person completely lose their self-esteem, but the woman also starts to think that she is going crazy because the person who uses this gaslighting manipulation resorts to phrases like, "I never said that, you made it all up, that didn't happen, the clock showed different numbers, you mixed everything up again." The woman begins to believe that something is wrong with her, as he confidently, sincerely, and honestly convinces her that she is wrong again, causing her to doubt her own sanity, and everything that seemed right and logical to you now becomes erroneous and incorrect. And losing self-confidence is the least that will happen to you in such relationships. The maximum feeling is that you have gone insane. Next, the manipulation of silence. Again, this manipulation is used by a man to, let's say, punish in order to make you more manageable. When a situation arises that could be discussed, the man does not want to talk about it. He wants to instill in you the belief that what you did is very frightening. In other words, it hyperbolizes the entire problem, does not want to talk about it, and thereby instills a sense of guilt in you, manipulating through silence. Again, he seeks to maintain his power over you, so that he has complete freedom to act as he wishes, meaning he can control you however he wants if you succumb to such manipulation. Next, the game of pity. Here, for example, when meeting on some dates, a man starts to tell how everything in his life has been bad, that his parents didn't love him, that he possibly lacked communication, that he grew up in an orphanage, that his first love betrayed him with his best friend, and so on. That is, stories can be terrifyingly captivating and scary. One can create a drama based on the stories he tells. At this moment, women often fall for the tricks of such manipulators, especially very empathetic women who are ready to help. And often such women encounter gold diggers or various manipulators who act on feelings of guilt. What is he trying to achieve? She feels that he has opened his whole soul to her, that he has trusted her. He is so vulnerable and defenseless. He had such a fate, and now she is ready to take on his responsibilities. In other words, she is ready to solve some problems for him. She is ready to take on some debts. She is willing to do things for him, possibly depriving herself of something, but she will save him. You are currently willing to agree to a lot, and that is exactly what he is waiting for. The next manipulation is playing on the feeling of guilt. It is a form of gaslighting. For example, When a woman expresses her discontent about something a man did, she may be told that she is ungrateful and does not appreciate what he has done for her. He might remind her of how much he has done, how much he has spent, and how many decisions he has made for her. At that moment, the woman starts to think that she is at fault. And what does she want to do? She wants to atone for her guilt. That is, she starts doing something in return. That is, to atone, to give more, more. But she will never atone for her guilt because she will become more and more guilty, as this is simply an unredeemable debt. Moving on. Negative experience. Here, the man approaches from the position that, for example, when meeting a woman, he states that he does not want a relationship, that women are deceitful, that he has had negative experiences, that he has been deceived, betrayed, or cheated on, and so on. In other words, he talks about the bad things that have happened. Perhaps it is indeed being blown out of proportion once again, and women who try to prove that they are different may fall for this bait. She tries to show him that things are not as bad as he thinks, that women are actually wonderful, and she proves this with her demeanor. However, she begins to suppress certain aspects and adapt only to his needs, prioritizing his interests, desires, and preferences. This leads her to become a victim, as the relationship becomes one-sided, with her adjusting to all his wishes and tastes. Eventually, this can lead to an abusive relationship, where such a man may turn into a tyrant or abuser, inflicting as much pain as possible. Yet she continues to strive to show that women are good and that she is not bad, but different. That's all for this video. I was Elisa Vardomska. I hope for your likes and subscriptions. Please write in the comments what you would like to discuss in my new videos, and don't forget to hit the bell. Goodbye.